Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into something that is frankly monumental. We're going to explore a dormant financial asset class so massive it's capable of reshaping the global economy, and we'll look at the technology that's right on the verge of unlocking it. This isn't just your standard tech update. We are talking about fundamentally transforming how centuries-old wealth interacts with modern global capital markets.
Let's kick things off with a number that is just staggering. $3 trillion. That's how much wealth, we're talking an estimated US $1 to $3 trillion, is currently sitting locked up in dormant Waqf assets across the globe. These are assets, mostly real estate and land, just sitting completely idle. They're structurally frozen, meaning they can't be easily leveraged or developed. Imagine a giant vault holding up to $3 trillion, but the key has literally been missing for over a century. Well, what we're unpacking today is the creation of that digital key.
To really wrap our heads around this treasure, we've got to look back about 1,400 years to the ancient Islamic tradition of Waqf. Basically, this translates to perpetual or ongoing charity. As the foundational hadith teaches, it's all about creating an endowment, a charity that never ends. The idea is that the original asset remains perfectly intact, but its yields continuously benefit society for generations yet unborn. It is a beautiful concept, but managing these physical assets in the 21st century has unfortunately led to a massive liquidity trap.
Section 1. The Crucible. An 8-year evolution.
So this whole journey actually kicked off back in late 2017. The founders over at Fintera had this incredible eureka moment. After some grueling, intense sessions with Islamic finance experts, they realized that modern tech, specifically blockchain and smart contracts, could actually resolve this global dilemma of illiquid Waqf assets. They saw a breakthrough that could take these ideas from theoretical concepts to grounded, proven business solutions.
Let's map this out, because what's really fascinating here is that the solution we're breaking down today, which is called FIUSS, isn't just some first attempt. It's the matured net result of an 8-year crucible of accumulated learnings, pilots, and trials. From Fintera's inception in 2017, they launched Blockchain in 2018, which was one of the earliest serious efforts to apply blockchain to Islamic social finance. They presented it to central banks all over the globe. But, that early growth phase revealed a crucial realization. Digitizing Waqf requires way more than just throwing a blockchain at the problem.
And that led to a pretty hard truth for Fintera. They realized that tech alone just isn't going to cut it. To actually scale, you need regulated issuance. You need institutional-grade governance, enforceable Sharia frameworks, trusted custody, and compliant settlement rails. It was this exact realization that you absolutely need a comprehensive capital markets architecture that ultimately birthed FIUSS.
Section 2. The Engine. Bridging Waqf and global capital markets.
Right now, the current state of these Awqaf assets is highly fragmented, opaque, and honestly, entirely illiquid. But FIUSS steps in as the definitive bridge connecting traditional Awqaf managers directly with global capital markets. By doing this, the platform replaces institutional opacity with mathematical certainty. It takes something frozen and transforms it into something highly liquid and completely transparent on-chain.
Section 3. The Pilot. Moving from vision to execution.
So how do you actually execute a trillion-dollar transition? Well, you don't try to boil the ocean on day one. Instead, FIUSS is laser-focusing their Phase 1 pilot on a very specific mechanism. They're piloting a tokenized instrument called the temporary Cash Waqf Sukuk. Think of this as a Sharia-compliant digital certificate that represents fractional ownership in the yield of a Waqf-linked asset. It's a brilliant way to directly link Waqf assets to Islamic capital market instruments to fund large project developments.
To see the real-world impact of this, just look at how it fuels public and private partnerships. This specific instrument allows capital to flow seamlessly into commercial real estate, schools, or hospitals built on Waqf land. It means an investor could put money into a tokenized Waqf-linked Sukuk, earn a Sharia-compliant return, and know for a fact their capital is actively building vital infrastructure for a community. It is sustainable finance in its absolute purest form.
And underpinning this entire pilot is a seriously heavy-duty tech foundation. FIUSS is built on an institutional-grade, multi-chain architecture powered by the proven Zoniqx 360 tokenization platform. By leveraging this battle-tested infrastructure, FIUSS makes these Waqf instruments securely available to accredited and institutional investors via the Zconnect marketplace.
Okay, let's break down the actual mechanics of how this works. Step 1, a Waqf institution applies to tokenize an underdeveloped asset. Step 2, FIUSS steps in, conducts rigorous due diligence, audits the asset, and places it into a Sharia-compliant legal structure, like an SPV or Sukuk, which legally backs the token. Step 3, the asset is tokenized as a digital twin right on the Zoniqx 360 infrastructure. And finally, Step 4, it's securely distributed to investors. It's a highly structured, true enterprise-grade process. Because it's structured this way, it totally bypasses the usual headaches institutional investors have with alternative assets. We're talking continuous auditability, cryptographic verification, immutable ownership tracking, regulator-accessible oversight, and embedded KYC and AML compliance. FIUSS ensures this isn't just some speculative crypto experiment, right? This is a highly regulated, institutional-grade financial infrastructure built from the ground up to establish deep trust.
Section 4. The Final Frontier. Democratizing Waqf for the Ummah.
Moving beyond the pilot, we arrive at the ultimate vision of this explainer. What FIUSS believes is the true final frontier in Islamic social finance. The architecture for this is built around a global Ummah validator network. FIUSS aims to build a federated blockchain infrastructure that is collectively owned by the Islamic world itself. Awqaf institutions across different jurisdictions deploy validators, Islamic banks stake capital, and the FIUSS platform provides the shared infrastructure. This creates a first-of-its-kind unified digital financial coordination layer for the global Awqaf ecosystem.
This is exactly how FIUSS intends to open the floodgates to that $3 trillion globally. Their founding principle really says it best. They are replacing dormant capital with programmable compassion. By using this tech, Awqaf assets finally become productive without ever violating their sacred permanence. It's the ultimate democratization of Awqaf assets, delivering capital globally while strictly retaining Sharia principles entirely for the last-mile benefit of the Ummah. So I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. Imagine the global, multi-generational impact when we successfully turn $1 trillion of dormant, frozen history into a highly liquid engine for the future. What happens to the world when that perpetual charity is finally fully unlocked for the everyday benefit of humanity? It is a massive paradigm shift in global finance, and the crazy part is, it's unfolding right now. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and definitely keep your eyes on this incredible space.